Houston Megachurch pastor Keion Henderson stated that God told him that his followers would give $4.4 million in the span of 3 weeks following the devastation that Hurricane Beryl had on his church. So let's get into it, and I'll give you my reaction at the end.
Thank you for using your hard-earned time and resources to call me your online pastor. Some of you I've never met, but I feel like I know you in my heart. And because you've helped us to get here, I'm going to call on you to help us to get there. I need you to help us in rebuilding. You know, we were getting ready to do this in October anyway, and those of you all who've watched me, you've heard me say that it was time for us to expand our sanctuary. We were turning 600 to 700 people away every week. The parking was abysmal, but we made it. I told our church that we were going to start over. And yet again, I believe God said, Keion, your faith was too small. So let me blow the building down so you can build what I put in your heart. I want to increase the size of our sanctuary by 2. I want to double the size of it so that no one who has an opportunity to get in is turned away because we don't have a seat. We can't wait on the insurance company to do that. I need you from around the world. If I've ever preached a message that has touched your spirit, if I've ever spoken into your life and you started the company that you were not going to start had I not pushed you in faith, if you were thinking about ending your own life, but somehow God gave me a word that made you fight to live another day, I need you. I won't pretend like I can do this by myself. If I could do this alone, trust me, it would be done already. But I am a feeble man who puts himself at the mercy of the court and asks you to join me in a journey because we do not have time to waste. We cannot build and we cannot raise money for 3 years and then build another 2 years and have all of these people displaced. God gave me a vision, and he said we can do it in 21 days. I'm asking 2,100 people to give $2,100 in the next 21 days. And what we're calling it is out of the harbor. You see, a ship is safe in the harbor, but that's not what it was designed for. And right now, our ship is in the harbor, but you're going to help me through focus and resources to come sailing out of the harbor, not next month, not next year, but now. It would be easy to retreat and recreate the same space that we had, but we are far too bold for that, far too fearless to accept yesterday. We will enter into uncharted waters, searching for God's glory. And we can achieve greatness together, but we can do nothing apart. I've seen the lightning flashing. I've heard the thunder roaring. I've even felt sin breakers dashing, trying to conquer my soul. But I hear the small, still voice of God saying, fight on. And he promised to never leave us alone. God is not shifting us to the exact same spot. He wants us to move forward. And you know, I'm not asking for passengers in this new move of God. I need crew members to join us. I need workers to come alongside and chart the course of our new legacy together. It's only to be secured and sacred if we do it together. If we do it alone, we will retreat and go back to our former state of being. So I call you from California. I call you from New York. I call you from Florida. I call you from the UK. I call you from Africa to join us in our call to action. 2,100 people, $2,100, 21 days to kickstart our efforts to get back into our building. We're not waiting on the insurance company to tell us when and where we can do what God has called us to do. We will do it together. And by the way, maybe you've never been in the building, but if you're watching me right now, what you don't know is we call you Lighthouse Nation. Let's get to work.
So this video is not about the idea of bashing Pastor Henderson. This video is about, specifically more so about, the devastation that a hurricane can cause anyone. You could be a non-believer. You could be a megachurch pastor like Keion is. Whatever your religion or beliefs are, natural disasters happen, and it's a result of us living in a fallen world. I know firsthand what hurricanes are like because I'm from Southeast Texas, about an hour and a half or so from Houston. I have family in Houston. Hurricanes, tropical storms, tropical depressions are devastating, and I would never ever take the pain that they've gone through or someone has gone through with a hurricane or a natural disaster and make light of it. So it's devastating. My prayer is that everyone that has been affected by, the recent storm and any storms in the past or any storms that may come in the future, that you will continue to press on and be strong and keep your faith and focus on God, because it's devastating. Now, Pastor Keion, he's had a lot of backlash over the years, and I'm not here to bash Pastor Keion. God speaks to us in different ways. God speaks in mysterious ways, and Pastor Henderson stated that they've turned away hundreds and hundreds of people who have come to worship at their services away because they just don't have the capacity to hold all of these people. And I know at our church we have 4 or 5 campuses now, and we don't go on Sundays anymore because we have 3 kids, and it's easier for us to go on Saturday nights. But it's the same way, when God blesses you and blesses your church, and you have people that are coming there to hear the word of God, it's tough to say, well, you can't come to service. Maybe think about coming to another service or watch online. It's tough and I'm not even a pastor, of course. Yeah, I'm sure it's even tougher for the head of the church to turn people down. But I don't know exactly what God told Pastor Keion. I'm praying for him, and I pray that they're blessed with this amount of money so they can continue to build on, to open different campuses, and to do everything that God has put on his heart and the church's heart to do, to draw people to the Lord. It's not about Pastor Keion. It's not about the churches or the campuses that he has. It's all about God. And I know a lot of people have their opinions on mega churches and mega church pastors. It's a business, it's a scam. But I'm here, just to pray for Pastor Keion and every mega church pastor that's out there. And God knows your heart. We don't know Pastor Keion's heart. And I'm not here to speculate. I'm here to pray that God continues to open doors for him and his congregation, that God continues to bless him with prosperity and health, that he will be strong enough and courageous enough to continue to lead his flock, that he will be the shepherd that God has called him to be. So that's just my take on it. $4.4 million is a lot of money. And in the span of 3 weeks, it's a lot. But I believe he said if 2,100 people has the means to give $2,100, then they will meet that $4.4 million in the span of 3 weeks. So I'm praying, I'm encouraging him and rooting them on, and let's just see how God works. So again, this video is not to bash Pastor Keion or his church or his congregation is to stand in the gap saying that, have faith and believe. And if God told you that, and if you're sincere in your heart, then by all means, let's get it. So again, let me know what you guys think of this. Thank you for your support. Always strive to remain set apart. Take care.